everyone. I'm sure you're thinking, what in the heck is this video going to be about? Anyways, I'm actually preparing for a 4-night, 5-day trip to Chicago and wanted to kind of give you guys an inside look on how I pack. I've traveled and have lived all over. I come from a family where my dad was actually in the military, so we moved quite a bit. But in addition to that, even in my adult years, I've also moved quite a bit and have done a lot of travel for not only work but also for leisure. And so I feel like I've got a lot of great tips that I can share and pass along to those of you that may find this interesting. And obviously, if you don't like this video or feel like you're an expert in traveling, obviously you can move on to the next video. But anyways, I wanted to share with you how I prepare for a big trip. And I consider this a big trip because I'm going to be staying there for more than 2 nights. So I definitely bring like my major luggage. So what I'm going to do is actually share with you, number one, the size luggage I use. And I use a pretty hefty size. I'll include the dimensions below in the video. I don't know it offhand how large this is, but as you can see firsthand, it's a pretty large size luggage. One thing to keep in mind when you are traveling, especially for an extended period of time, you want to make sure when you're checking in luggage of this nature that not only the luggage but the contents inside of it is actually 50 pounds or less. Otherwise, you're going to run into some issues when you're trying to check in your luggage. You could either pay additional fees if your luggage weight is over 50 pounds, and sometimes the attendant that's checking you in will make you take out whatever overage in your pounds and transfer that over to either another luggage that you may have on hand, or you may have to carry that stuff on. So wanted to let you know, if you haven't traveled quite a bit and you are going to check in luggage, that make sure that it's under 50-pound mark. So a good tip there is to use maybe a scale that you weigh yourself on and put the luggage on top of that scale just to get a general sense of how much your luggage weighs in total. So the other thing that I wanted to share is, since I am traveling on Southwest, Southwest does not charge you baggage check-in fees. If I were to check in this black luggage that you're seeing here and then this orange luggage, I would be charged $25 per luggage. And you know, again, that's most airlines that are charging baggage fees. But the great thing about Southwest is they do not charge you, and you can check up to 2 pieces of luggage per passenger. Since my daughter, myself, we all have luggage here, and I like to not have to carry so much around. I have this other piece of luggage, and this is normally my short business trip luggage that I like using. This is a Kenneth Cole one that seems to be falling apart here. But this is your standard size check-in, or actually carry-on luggage, should I say. Carry-on, but I'm actually going to be using this as a check-in. And when I like to put together my luggage, I like to use kind of this size luggage to kind of have random things. And since we're actually going during Halloween weekend, I've got my daughter's costume in here. I've got some extra shoes that I want to bring in here. One of the things that I actually wanted to share, I know this is kind of random, but I do bring a travel kit, and this is my own little made-up travel kit. It's nothing fancy, but you know, you never know when you're gonna need like a piece of thread and a needle just to maybe sew a button or whatever, or even sew some pants that might have ripped in the wrong place. So that's something that's actually a great thing to bring, and it's one of those things you don't normally think about, but it's a great thing to have. So that's that. I wanted to kind of give you a peek there. But again, this is my normal check-in luggage or carry-on luggage. I'm sorry, I'm getting them all mixed up. So the other thing that I like to bring is a tote bag. And this is kind of my tote. And the reason why I like this, I know it's nothing fancy here. The reason why I like this is that it has a lot of pockets that I can easily access things that I need to grab. So I bring normally my BlackBerry charger. I also bring my daughter's Nintendo DS game system. I'm going to be bringing my daughter's food and some medication that she takes. I have a folder, and this is a nice little tip here, is I always have a folder that outlines and has our boarding passes, our itinerary, and all of that information in one spot. And I normally create a Word document where I put together an itinerary so I know at a high level what we're doing each day. So that's also kind of a great tip, and I like to, again, keep everything together. And one thing I also like to do, and I haven't added it in here, is I actually like to put an empty envelope in here. And what I do is, as I collect receipts from the business trip, I stick those receipts in a white envelope. And the reason why I do that is that it keeps things together and gives you a general idea of what you're spending. So that's another great tip. So again, this is going to be my tote bag. And let me fix this. I'm having some technical difficulties here. So I'll add some extra clothes for my daughter just in case if she has like an accident. I'll add some snacks in here, probably a couple magazines or a book for myself. So it's an easy tote that you can stick underneath your seat when you are about to board the plane. And then off to the side, I'll have easy to grab things that I don't want to forget about. So since we are going to a colder climate from Florida, and we're going to Chicago, I've set aside my daughter's jacket. So aside from that, that's pretty much all I wanted to share, is just some quick tips and just general pieces of information with regard to planning for a big trip. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys soon.